Aloha kako guys, and welcome to Just&True. Again, sorry for the long delay in between videos. As most of you probably understand, I had been just recently applied for the police force and will be leaving here shortly for the police academy, hopefully within the next month or so. I did, however, want to get out one more video before they start going through all my social media and going through my YouTube channel, of course, I'm sure. And this is mostly about disclosure and about the Great Deception and about everything from Operation Paperclip to Project Bluebeam. And although I do like to keep my videos short, simply because I am a very busy person, and also because I honestly think that most of you guys know everything I'm about to say. I mean, usually it just takes someone nudging you in the right direction or throwing up another dot for you to connect all the other ones. And what I have to say is not new. I'm gonna take a walk while I do this. It's not new. It's nothing that hasn't been heard before, and to be honest with you, it's stuff that I've just heard through other YouTubers and through other truthers and through other forums and chat rooms. Now, since the 30s, we have been inundated with propaganda of an outside alien force attacking us to unite in a new world order. And there has since been so many books and movies created to touch on this subject, telling you how the government could do this. One of my favorites, of course, is The Watchmen by Alan Moore. And Alan Moore comes out, and of course The Watchmen are these superheroes. It's countdown to midnight with the doomsday clock, nuclear Armageddon's about to happen, and then boom, there's this fake alien invasion that happens that unites the world. Reagan talked about it in front of the UN Security Council when I was a baby, and it's from every corner of our planet have we, in every media outlet, have we been told that this could happen. And we have been inundated with the programming to allow us to accept it when it does. If you look at the timeline of everything that happened, from Operation Paperclip to even when you go back to the 1930s, before JPL was JPL and before it was founded as JPL, you had a group of people who were Satanists and into the occultist, and you had all of the big ones. Aleister Crowley was even involved with the founding of JPL. Then it got passed down to Nazis, and the Nazis passed it on down to even Disney got his hands in JPL, and then it became NASA. NASA in Hebrew means lie, and then the NASA logo itself is a snake tongue. I mean, it's just, what I want to get out there is just to really, and most people on YouTube are going to hate me for saying this, my point of view and my belief, after reading all of the intelligence that I've gathered, and after being in the Air Force for 8 years and being in the security sector there and talking to everybody from a senior airman to a 3-star general about their beliefs of what's happening, what have they seen on air bases while posted CQ or posted on posted around the base, we have been inundated to believe that there is an alien threat, because they will use that as a way to gain total control. And they use fake threats to gain total control all throughout history. I mean, even look at the recent in the United States, terrorism, fake threat that they created to gain more control. Drugs, fake threat they created and shipped in and profited off of to gain control. Diseases, viruses, fake threat they created to gain more control. So we know it's in their MO. We know that it's something that they've done in the past. We know it's something that they can do. And we know it's something that they want to do. So we need to be looking towards that. Now they are the greatest deceivers of all time. They have they wrote the book on propaganda, guys. They wrote the book on brainwashing, on misinformation, disinformation. And I'm going to let all of you guys know right now, Corey Good and anybody out there saying that they are an insider for alien information is, by all means and definition, is a shill. They are being paid by an entity trying to protect the truth and to give you disinformation. And that's about it. And that's happened for a long time. And when a lot of these people, they come out and they say, oh, he wouldn't lie, he used to be this, he used to be that. Every single one of these whistleblowers or these people coming out have a deep connection to either the deep state, the government, NASA, or tech. Period. Why else do you think they're so successful? Why else do you think they're still alive? Why the real truthers out there, the real people that are giving you information that the government doesn't want you to have, they die. They commit suicide by shooting themselves in the back of the head. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious, but I don't blame people for falling for the falsities for two reasons. And this is where I'm gonna draw some lines in the sand, man. And I know there's gonna be some people who are upset about it. There's two reasons why I think that most people will be deceived and are being deceived. And the very first one is religion and lack thereof. It's very well known in this channel, at least, that I am a Christian. And I think that that has always protected me from certain lies that they will use, because I know that there is a deception happening. It's ongoing. I know the way the world's gonna go. It's been foretold. So I'm more aware of it than others who, I don't know, haven't read the Bible, just like anybody else who is Christian. And the other thing is just being aware of the money and the motives of most of these people coming out nowadays. Now, a lot of people like to regurgitate what these people say, what these shills say, and they like to say, oh, they came out with this book in the 80s about the moon landing, and the 70s about the moon landing, and all this is Mars, and there's a base over here and a base over there. And if any of that were true, you wouldn't know it. And there wouldn't be massive disclosure group events in the middle of the desert with tens of thousands of people showing up to talk about disclosure. That's a disinformation, misinformation, propaganda operation. Just like Q. Sorry to break your guys' hearts about that too. They're using these people to laugh in our face and to throw us off, because their end goal is the Great Deception. Their end goal will be them faking an extraterrestrial invasion or some sort of alien attack so that they can justify full spectrum dominance on your freedoms. The best way to do that is to allow people to think that this threat exists by stoking the flames, gaslighting a bit, feeding them false information, getting a big rally of groups behind them. Why do you think Storm Area 51 was a thing? You think the government would ever let storm a military base through? You think they'd let that be a trending hashtag? Absolutely not. The only reason that happened is because that was another propaganda. It was a way to try and figure out where you guys' consciousness lay on that subject. There will be a great deception, and there has been. And the people out there like Corey Good, who are lying through their teeth about having first-hand experience because they're getting paid for it, it's bullshit. People like the Edge of Wonder, who are good guys, who have great stories on a lot of stuff, really good journalists, are regurgitating falsities. Whether it's them being in on it, them making money off of it, and they don't care, it's a good story, more people are going to subscribe to them anyway. Just be wary and understand where your information's coming from, where their motivation is for their information, and if they're profiting off of it. We're on our houses for a reason. They're launching more Starlink satellites right now than any other time for a reason. They are just pumping us with fear of an extraterrestrial attack for a reason, be it a comet or an alien invasion, whatever it is. You need to be aware of this, and you need to be ready to stand up to let other people know. Other than that, again, and as always, it was a pleasure talking with you. And ahui ho, mahalo, and until next time, God bless.